And we're gonna do rain weather in the summertime. And let's pick what service to do. I think we'll go into Paddington rather than out of Paddington this time. And we'll go for the 839 service. So as usual, we'll have AWS on, we'll have DSD on. The only assists that you should see on your screen will be any speed changes along the route. If you have any questions along the route, just pop them in the comments section and I'll try and answer them for you as we go. So first and foremost, we'll set our headlights to daytime. Unlock our master key. Open our DSD. Turn on our AWS as we see a freighter train. Let's get our wipers on also. Set them to max. And on that note, we're good to go. Once we set our reverser to forward, we're good to go. So you can see the freighter there to our left. So this is a direct train all the way to Paddington in the Class 166, which is rare. Usually it's a stopping service, but as you can see in the top left hand corner of your screen, next stop is London Paddington, distance to destination 34 miles. Well, as you can see, we're on Reading to Paddington. Like I said, if you have any comments, just put them in the comments section and I'll answer them for you. So AI wise, we'll have another class 166 coming up on our left shortly. No further AI along the route, not in the immediate future. And we're roughly 11 miles outside of Paddington. Can't say we're going to get there for 9:05. Like I said at the beginning, this is one of the Class 166 routes, but it's more of an express route rather than stopping at multiple stations along the route, which is your usual service scenario for this train. So we're around 9.5 miles to go. Full speed ahead, 90 miles an hour to try and get there for 9:05. We do have 6 minutes to get there. It's going to be tight, but we'll see how we go. We will have a few speed restrictions along the way. And what's people's opinions on the Rusik Nord, which is the German routes that has come out in Train Sim World for the PC? I hear that it's due to come out for the PlayStation and Xbox. What's people's opinions from either gameplay on that or other YouTube videos? Personally, I'm not sure if I'm going to get that. I prefer the British routes that are already in the game and will continue to come out later on. I'll probably stick with those for now. I may get the German routes, the American routes later on in the future. But I think for now that I'm going to stick with the British routes. You can see the first speed restrictions come up in the top right hand corner. But we've got another few miles before we hit that yet. It's come down from 125 to 100 anyway. This train only has a maximum speed of 90, so we don't need to worry about that. But yeah, leave your comments and what you think to the DLC that's already been added to the PC version of the game. Let me know your opinions on whether you think you'll get it or not. or whether you'd like me to get it or not. Make a few videos. So we do have a speed restriction related to us. In just about 2.5 miles, we've got to get down to 50 miles an hour. And we want to leave the braking as late as possible to try and get into Paddington on time. Like I say, personally I think we're going to be running 2 or 3 minutes behind schedule. Well, personally, Hot Panda 1213, I certainly think it's fun. And you can spend absolutely hours playing the game. As you can see, it just depends really what you're into. It's more of a simulator. But yeah, certainly, like I said, I find it fun. You've got different challenges, different service modes, different countries, and they're only going to bring out more content. If you are going to get the game, I would advise you to get it from your local Argos, as it's cheaper there. I got it for around £30 as opposed to downloads for 40. So if you are going to get it, that's where I would advise you get it. You do have AI along the route, which makes it more interesting. As you can see, the class 43 to our left. But it's all realism. It's not a game for everyone, but there's definitely a market out there for some. And that's why I make the videos, so people can decide exactly what they want to do. I'm going to do a more challenging route after this one, if you want to hang on and watch that one. If you'd like to see the class 43, put up a message for that one, or any other requests you want to see also. It is in game. It's roughly around £40 in game. I'm not sure you'll find any pre-owned discs yet. It's only roughly been out just less than a month. You might get 1 or 2 copies, don't get me wrong, you do always see that. But just with it being a relatively brand new game, I'm not sure you will find it yet. Like I say, I'm going to follow up with another. Let me know if you want a different train, preferably in the same country. So we do have to drop our speed to 25, I have noticed that. And we just passed the yellow light, which means the next one will be red, so we'll need to keep an eye out for that also. So as you can see, we are going to be 2 or 3 minutes late coming into the platform, which as you can see coming into view now. As we see a class 43, which is a high-speed train to our right. And we may see a few others along the station once we pull in. And I think to our left, I'm not sure. I do believe that you'll get the Welsh trains and Welsh routes coming out in future DLC. But that's the end of our route, so we'll turn the wipers off first. And we'll get the doors open for the passengers. But no, in the current version of the game there's no Welsh routes. But like I say, they will be in future DLC content. Just not released yet. No confirmed dates. As soon as the scenario ends, like I say, I'll go on to another train. Any requests for weather conditions? Now there's snow, there's night. It's just a more challenging scenario as the one you've just seen, as there was no stopping other than the end station. What do you mean, is there at least car difference? In terms of numbers, or? I'm not too sure on the question there. Like I say, we'll try a different train. I'll try the same train to answer your question. And what we'll do, I'll show you a scenario where we can get the 8-car version, if that answers your question. The scenario should last an hour, or lasts roughly around an hour. But like I say, this is more of a stopping route, so hopefully that answers your question. It's multiple different stops along the route. So the scenario is called Down the Line. So like I say, we're going to go for the longer version of the Class 166. I believe that it's platform 10. So as you can see, Hopefully that answers your question. There is a campaign, and there's not so much a campaign, there's different scenario routes which you gain experience for. So you gain experience points as you complete different services, which could be classed as a campaign, I suppose. So here you can see the different hints that it gives you. You usually complete these scenario modes before you go on to service level. But like I say, each scenario that you complete, whether it be in scenario or service level, you get points for, which you may have seen at the end of my last journey. It's a fantastic game, it really is. You can go on the train, go in the passengers cabins, but as we're getting to set off, I'm gonna close the cabin door. Hopefully. Take a seat. And we'll get ready to go. Glad to hear that you like the video though. What I would ask is that if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a like, that would be much appreciated. Again, any requests that you have regarding future routes, leave a comment and I'll get them done for you. Close the doors. And we'll hit the guard buzzer twice before moving off. Usually use step 3 to depart, which is a slow and steady acceleration. And once we depart, whilst we're gaining speed, I'll show you some of the graphics. Like I say, it's a longer train, this one. So I'll quickly show that off. So we do have an immediate speed restriction of 25 miles an hour, which is just increased to 35 or 40. Which you can see in the bottom right hand corner, it's that little red marker around your speed dial. And that'll increase shortly at around 50 miles an hour and around 600 yards, as you can see in the top right corner. The next stop is Ealing Broadway, which is around 4.5 miles. I am going to upload this video to YouTube later on, so if you do want to watch it again, you can watch it then. If that answers your point into how to play later. I'm not too sure what that means, but like I say, if you want to watch it later, I'll be uploading it to YouTube. Is the game in 60 frames per second? It does run at 60 frames per second some of the time. I don't want to answer that it does run 60 frames per second most of the time, but judging via the video, it certainly doesn't have any frame rate problems. Most of the time, like I said, it does run 60 frames per second. What I would advise you to do is when you're watching the video, if it's on YouTube you're watching it through, watch it in 1080p, get maximum effect with the graphics. So we're 0.7 miles away from the next station, so we'll start slowing down. I like to approach the platforms at 30 miles an hour. Try to use just step 1 and step 2 of braking. Apparently it provides the best comfort for the passengers. So as you can see, I'm on step 2 at the minute. We'll back off. I should come onto the platform, like I say, where I like to, around 30 miles an hour. Which is roughly that. You can see the S board, which is our stopping board. stop in time for that. We'll have a look at the outside of the train. You see the passenger doors are open. Yeah, but I agree in regards to the frame rate, it definitely makes it more realistic and more enjoyable to play. You can see another Class 166. One thing I did notice about that shot was the wrong headlights are on the front of the train. But as you said, Hot Panda 1213, I definitely agree with you. I love simulators too. The smoother they run, the better. As you can see, there's no problem with frame rate when you do have other AI in the game. It just makes it a lot more realistic, a lot more enjoyable. And one thing you'll probably notice is that compared to service mode video, there's a lot more AI compared to this video, which is scenario, compared to other service videos that I've uploaded onto YouTube also. But like I say, we're due to depart here at 9:54 in a couple of seconds. Any other requests with any other videos or weather conditions, just let me know in your comments section as well. So as I said before, you prefer to depart the stations at step 3 of acceleration. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on X-Plane myself. I'm not too sure if it'll come out anytime soon for the PlayStation 4. This is the PlayStation 4 Pro that I'm running this game on, so I haven't heard anything in regards to X-Plane coming out for PlayStation 4, but I guess it's something that I guess there's a few people out there like myself, like yourself, we're all like that. They come to the games console as well. PC's a bit expensive. I have heard there'll be a multiplayer version that comes out sometime in the future. I'm not too sure how that'll work. I mean, only one person can drive a train at a time. Not sure if you would meet up along the route. But I guess we'll see when it comes out. There's no time frame on that, so we'll just keep our ears and eyes out for that. So we're just around 3.5 miles away from the next station. Speed restriction coming up in 2 miles. So we'll need to get around down to 50 miles an hour before the next station. If your friends like this game, please do recommend them to my channel. I'm relatively new to YouTube, so as many likes, subscribes I can get, all be much appreciated. So you did see a yellow signal that we just passed. So we'll put the braking into step 1 in case we encounter another yellow. Don't want to fall too far behind schedule. So hopefully we've got a green. And we can see that it's another double yellow. So we're okay to continue. It usually means it's followed by either a double yellow or a yellow. So we don't need to stop. We'll keep an eye on our speed though, as we do need to come down to 50 within the next mile. Well, if you look at my other videos in regards to teaching yourself, it'll explain everything about alarms. There's other videos there where I've put forward a few tips, so you'll be able to teach yourself. I taught myself through watching videos on YouTube, just getting the use of playing the game. We do have a single yellow up ahead. That alarm goes off, notifying you that you do have a signal coming up. So after a single yellow, you've usually got a red signal. I am going to have to end the video at the next signal, unfortunately. A bit of an emergency's come up. So like I say, Hot Panda 1213, if you want to look at my other videos, I'll certainly complete another scenario video of this route. And I'll upload that at a future date. But I just need to end this video, cut it short here, and just keep an eye on my YouTube channel, and you'll see plenty of other videos there in relation to this game. I would appreciate if you'd leave some comments, tell me what you think of my video. Is there enough commentary? I don't like to talk too much in the videos, as you'll see when you watch them. I like when people can just enjoy the game. So it did change to yellow there, as you've seen, which would have meant that I could continue on. But like I said, unfortunately an emergency's come up, so I need to dash off. Enjoy watching my other videos, and like I said, please leave some comments, and I'll get some more broadcasts up soon.